It all began with a call, with Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla urging on the people of New Spain to fight for their independence.
But history unfolds for a reason. Several events in Europe and America lead up to Father Hidalgo's call.
The winds of freedom are sweeping through the world. A war of independence is being fought in the United States to free itself of England, and the French Revolution seeks to cast off the tyranny of the king. These wars reaffirm the right of all people to fight for their freedom, for equality, and the right to elect their own governments. In 1808, Napoleon Bonaparte invades Spain and takes Charles IV and King Ferdinand VII as prisoners. This unleashes a war against the French and brings instability to the Spanish colonies.
At this time, New Spain is the Spanish Empire's most prosperous territory, but its wealth benefits the Spanish crown more than it benefits the colony itself, which angers those who live there.
Several clandestine groups form to begin the independence movement. One of these conspiracies sets off the war. The meetings of Miguel Hidalgo, Ignacio Allende, Juan Aldama, and Josefa Ortiz de Domínguez in Querétaro are discovered.
Hidalgo goes to the church in the town of Dolores and calls on the people to overthrow the government of New Spain.
With a standard of the Virgin of Guadalupe as their flag, the rebels win their first victories over the troops loyal to the king, which are defeated in the bloody battle at the public granary, the Alhóndiga de Granaditas in Guanajuato.
The rebels are unstoppable on their march to Mexico City, but after the Battle of Monte de las Cruces on the outskirts of the capital, Hidalgo decides to retreat despite his victory there. The independence forces occupy Guadalajara. There, they try to organize a government. They start a newspaper, El Despertador Americano, and they proclaim the abolition of slavery.
But royalist forces under the command of Felix Maria Calleja follow in close pursuit. The two armies engage in combat outside of Guadalajara in the Battle of Calderón Bridge, where the rebels suffer their worst defeat. Fleeing north, Hidalgo, Allende, Mariano Jiménez, and Juan Aldama are ambushed and taken prisoners in Acatita de Bajan, Coahuila. Later, they are tried and executed in Chihuahua.
After the death of Hidalgo, another parish priest takes command, José María Morelos y Pavón. The high point of his military career is breaking the siege of Cuautla, where 7,000 of Calleja's troops had kept Morelos and 3,000 rebels under siege for 72 days.
In addition to his military genius, Morelos is a visionary who seeks to provide the new country with a political organization. He assembles the Congress of Anáhuac and reads there a document entitled Sentiments of the Nation.
In Apatzingán, Congress adopts Mexico's first constitution, which establishes the country's political structure and a division of powers into the legislative, executive, and judicial branches.
But soon after, Morelos begins to lose his battles. In 1815, he is taken prisoner, tried, and executed.
In 1817, the independence movement was losing momentum when a liberal Spaniard, Javier Mina, gave it new impetus by arriving in Mexico with 300 men to fight with the rebels. After a bold campaign, he is trapped and shot in the back, accused of betraying his homeland.
An event in 1820 changes the course of history. Spanish King Ferdinand VII accepts a liberal constitution, which eliminates many of the political, economic, and social privileges enjoyed by the Spaniards living in the colonies. This accelerates the move towards independence in Mexico. Creoles, Spaniards, mestizos, the indigenous population, and other elements of society all fight for the same goal, although for different reasons. The War of Independence ends when Vicente Guerrero, the most well-known rebel, and Agustín de Iturbide, a Creole at the head of the Royalist army, seal a pact with the embrace of Acatempan. With the Plan of Iguala, or the Plan of the Three Guarantees, Iturbide proclaims the independence of Mexico. After 11 years of fighting and 3 centuries of domination by Spain, Mexico emerges as an independent nation.
History belongs to everyone.